This is the Offside, and welcome to another episode of the Real Recap, where we cover the latest news and rumors surrounding Real Madrid. But without further ado, let's get started. Real Madrid's latest fixture was against Manchester City in the first leg of the Champions League quarterfinals. Real Madrid played host to Manchester City in this game. The game was very back and forth from the first touch. In the first minute of the game, Tchouaméni conceded a free kick just outside the box and also received a yellow card, which now means that he's ineligible to play the next game. But from that free kick, Manchester City scored. This goal just doesn't make any sense to me. Everything about it was just completely wrong. The only man in the wall was Vinny, and I'm not sure why, if that was Lunen's call or not, but it just doesn't make sense to me. It just seemed that Bernardo Silva just caught everybody off guard, including Lunen, who got a hand on the ball, but it still went in. After the first goal, I felt no need to actually panic yet. I was just really hoping that they lock in and focus. And Madrid ended up doing what they do best. Camavinga was the one to spark the first goal for Madrid. He was carrying the ball outside the box and decided to take a shot. The ball deflected off of, I believe, Ruben Diaz, and it went in. Goal for Madrid. And within a span of, I believe, about 2 minutes, Real Madrid is ahead with a goal from Rudiger. The counterattack seemed to give Manchester City a lot of problems, and this one's no different. Rudiger received the ball and ran into the box and passed the ball through the defender's legs, catching a quick deflection and rolling into the back of net slowly. But of course, City wasn't going to go without a fight. They scored 2 unanswered goals, both of which were extremely well done. But Madrid seemed to love the drama, especially in the Champions League. Valverde had to find the third goal to tie up the game at the 79th minute. Vinny played an excellent cross across the box into the open space where Valverde was running in. On the volley, Federico slapped the ball straight into the bottom corner of the net. Now, there are a couple standout performers for the team. First up for me is Federico Valverde. Not only was he excellent in this game, but he's been great all season long. He is without a doubt the engine of the team. He never stops running, he always goes all out in every single game. And in this game in particular, because Ancelotti gave Rodrigo the freedom to roam between the right wing to the left wing, so he could link up with Vinny on the attack. But that left Valverde on the right wing to pick up all of the slack. But not only did he do that job wonderfully, he also provided an attacking threat on the right side when Rodrigo linked up with Vinny on the left. That ultimately ended up with him getting the goal to tie the game for Madrid and save the day. Another performance within the same game that caught my attention was Antonio Rudiger. Ever since I can remember watching this team, Madrid have always had at least one crazy-ass defender. And it looks like the tradition is here to stay. In my previous video, I had stated that I would tell Antonio Rudiger to mark Erling Haaland for the entirety of the game, just to annoy him and take him out of his game and make sure he doesn't score. It looks like Ancelotti felt the exact same way. Rudiger didn't allow Haaland to do anything for the entirety of the game. He shut him down completely. Every time I looked for Haaland, Rudiger was right behind him. And every time I saw Haaland's face, you could just see how annoyed he was from Rudiger. Rudiger showcased an absolute masterclass in defending. The rest of the team, however, not so much. The rest of the defenders have to absolutely step up. Tchouaméni is set to miss the next game, but both fullbacks, both left and right backs, need to step up. I believe Dani Carvajal and Ferland Mendy are a lot better than they showcased in this game. Both were regularly caught out of position, leaving the team in a disadvantaged position, leaving Toni Kroos to drop further back and assume the role of a defensive midfielder, which in my opinion is not an ideal setup. But for the next game they have to step up, and I'm not sure who's going to take in the center back position. Now there are new transfer rumors surrounding Real Madrid. They're looking at 2 young prospects to further strengthen the squad. Leny Yoro and Franco Mastantuono are being heavily scouted by Madrid right now. Now Leny's been on the list for a little bit now. He is currently 18 years old and his current contract with Leo expires in 2025. There are a lot of rumors that he has set his mind on a Madrid move. But typically with young talents like this, there are several clubs in for his signature. And in Leny's case, Paris is interested, as is Arsenal, Chelsea, and Manchester United. But from reports, it sounds like PSG is the biggest competitor to Madrid to acquire his signature. Now, Franco Mastantuono is 16 years old and has a €45 million release clause. The young Argentine attacking midfielder is also on the list for several clubs. But it's been reported that Madrid have sent several scouts to take a look at him already, having recently re-signed to River Plate. With the current contract that is set to expire until 2026, it's been reported that River Plate has zero interest in reducing the €45 million release clause. So because of those factors, I believe that this signing is a bit more tricky than previously thought. Prior to the City game, FIFA Pro World 11, which picked the 11 best players in the world from the last year, they recognized the 3 Real Madrid players that made the list, which are Thibaut Courtois, Jude Bellingham, and Vinicius Jr. With recent reports saying that Dani Ceballos is considering his future at Real Madrid, Newcastle has opened up the door for a potential transfer, but as of right now, there have been zero official communications between the clubs. It appears that Endrick has a habit of winning trophies. He won the Sao Paulo Championship, which was contested by Palmeiras and Santos, a game in which he was awarded the man of the match in the final. In only 2 years at Palmeiras, Endrick already has a respectable trophy cabinet. But here are some stats from his time at Palmeiras. During the 2022-2023 season, he played in 7 matches total, 3 of them in the starting lineup, and netting 3 goals. This season, he has 31 matches total with 18 starts and a total of 11 goals. Now we have to remember that he's still very young and we have to let him develop once he arrives at Madrid. And I've seen a wide array of opinions on him. Some are saying that he's Pele reincarnated and some of them are saying that he's gonna be a complete bust. For me, I believe that it's still way too early to tell, but I do like some of his characteristics. And if given the time to develop within the ranks of a world-class squad like Real Madrid, he can be really good. Now, Real Madrid's next game is against Mallorca in La Liga. Real Madrid is going to be the visitors in this one. They still sit at the top of the league with 75 points, while Mallorca is at 15 with 31 points. I hope Madrid doesn't take Mallorca lightly and they focus and they get a win here, while still staying safe and avoiding injuries. But I think Madrid should win this one fairly easily. After that, Real Madrid have to travel to Manchester to face Manchester City in the second leg of the quarterfinals for the Champions League. I liked some of the new attacking options Ancelotti implemented in the last game. Playing Rodrigo more on the left so he could link up with Vinny was a great idea. But my issues is really with the defense side of things. I believe Rudiger is going to be fine, it just depends on who they pair him with in the center back position. If it's Nacho, he has to perform up to par, and if it's Militao, that gives me a little bit of hesitation. I believe Militao in a vacuum is a better defender, but having just recently come back from injury, I don't know if he's fully in game shape yet. Maybe Ancelotti can use the Mallorca game to kind of gauge where each player is and see who would be the best pairing alongside Rudiger. I believe if Madrid settles in on defense and they defend well, their counterattacks are going to be effective enough to get the job done, and I believe Madrid moves on in the Champions League. But that's all I got for now. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And like always, a la Madrid.